Welcome to the first ever video on my channel. My name is Jack and I am a business owner and entrepreneur here in the UK. Now, I have been making money online ever since I dropped out of school here in the UK at the age of 16 years old, and I wanted to create this channel to give my tips and tricks on how you can do the same. So as you can see, I've created this very obnoxious Google Doc titled "The Best Way to Make Money Online in 2022 to 2023 with no investment." That is correct. Okay, a lot of these different online business models that you see other YouTubers and people talking about require upfront investment, a lot of time, a lot of money, and essentially, it's not guaranteed to work, right? You'll come across drop shipping, e-commerce, FBA, starting a agency, which we're going to touch on very soon as well. Paying for people to do certain things for you to make some money, affiliate marketing, all that good stuff. So a bunch of these methods cost a lot of money and a lot of time to set up. However, the one that I'm going to be going over today is one of the simplest ways to actually start making money online in 2022 and going into 2023. Now, just to keep this in mind, that this isn't a long-term thing. Well, it is, but it isn't at the same time, okay? What I'm going to be teaching you in this video and what this channel is going to be based on is a stepping stone into the world of making money online. This is how I personally got started and managed to build a portfolio of multiple six figures, retired my mum, able to pretty much retire. I'm 21 years old. I've been doing this since I was 16 online and I started with this and I moved into other things such as marketing cryptocurrency and trading stocks and all that good stuff after I started and got my initial cash online through this method that I am about to teach you. So if that sounds good, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like down below, and drop a comment if you want to see more videos like this and what other topics you'd like me to go over. However, in this video, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, it doesn't matter about any of these geographical things. If you're watching this video, you have a mobile phone, you have access to the internet, you have some sort of device, you are able to do this with no upfront investment. Sounds good. I know, sounds too good to be true. Well, it's not. There's a lot of time involved. There is a lot of grind involved in the beginning stages, but as you sort of build up a flow and as you build up your portfolios, we're going to show here, it's actually very, very easy to attract people to want to go ahead and allow you to provide those services to you. So the thing that we're going to be talking about today is freelancing through Upwork. Now, before you click off this video, I am one of the top rated freelancers here. As you can see, Yusuf here is a top rated freelancer with 100% job success. This means he is in the top 10% of freelancers on Upwork. And I am in this exact category here. I've generated multiple six figures from Upwork before. And then I also turned my Upwork freelancing into an agency. Now, what I have focused on in my time is online advertising and marketing for different businesses. So I'd run Facebook advertising, I'd run Google advertising, LinkedIn advertising, and I'd also create content and schedule out posts on businesses' pages. The good thing is this is super scalable. Okay, you can see some of these people are charging $62 an hour, $64 an hour, $70 an hour, $84 an hour, $30 an hour. Now, when you're first starting, don't expect to be able to charge $125 an hour. This is long term. This guy has a very good portfolio and profile as well. And as you can see, again, this guy has a very good portfolio and profile with a bunch of reviews. He is able to go ahead and charge a bunch of money per hour. However, as you're initially starting out on Upwork, you charge $15-20 an hour, get your first couple of clients, and then as you start to maneuver and build up, as we're going to discuss later in different videos, I'm going to give you tidbits and essentially tutorials on how you can build this into a six-figure salary no matter where you are in the world. I've done it. There's many other people doing it. Now, I'll give you the story of how I got started. So it was back in when I was 16 years old. I dropped out of school. I then done an apprenticeship for a year in business management here in the UK. It's sort of similar to an internship. I then quit that with a few £1,000s saved, and I was like, okay, I'm going to quit this. I now have all this money saved in my bank account. This is my living expenses for the next year, and I need to make something work online. If it's not, then I have to go back to another job, which I did not want to do. Knowing and feeling that I may have to go into another job, it ruined me, man. It got me into, I got anxious. I got into like a depressive state because it's just not me. It's just not how I was built. I just don't focus well with authority and being told what to do every day and working in office. It just wasn't me. That apprenticeship experience kind of really opened my eyes into, okay, I do not want this for my life. I do not want this for the next 40 years. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself a year. and then I have to make something work. So during that year, I tried so many different things. I tried drop shipping, I tried affiliate marketing, I tried flipping things, and luckily flipping things on eBay, that was a good promotion at the time and I was able to exploit that and make a lot of money with eBay flipping at the time. And back then I was down to my last couple £1,000 maybe. I had maybe a couple of months, even a few £100 left in my bank, and I had a couple of months left of living expenses at the time. I was living at home and all that good stuff. Of course, I was 16. So yes, I then made a couple grand in eBay flipping. I was like, okay, cool, I've got another year of runway if I need it. So it came to the end of that year, and then by then, nothing had really worked. I got a bit lazy with it. I had some cash. I was playing video games as a 16-year-old kid does. And then I stumbled across, I had this visualization. I think it was either October or November one year. I was like, okay, I've got to buy Christmas gifts for the family, and I need to pay rent and all these expenses. So I've probably got 2 months left of runway, or I'm screwed. I need to make something work. So I created an Upwork account. Luckily got my first client within the first, 3 days of creating that Upwork account for £400 a month. He sent me an upfront payment of £200, and the other £200 was at the end of the month for running their social media accounts. So I was like, okay, perfect, I can do this. So in full focus, full ahead, started making 6 figures a year, 8 to 10,000 a month through the Upwork platform directly. And then I transferred all of my Upwork skills and my knowledge and everything to do with marketing and online business into an agency. And I then started a advertising agency online, where I would then hire clients. I'd get on calls, of course, I'd close the calls, and then I'd bring them into the agency, where I had a contractor where, they were living, I believe it was in Nepal or somewhere like that, right? Where I would pay them a couple $100 a month to manage each client. So I didn't have to pay them hourly. I didn't pay them anything until I got a client. So once I got a client, once I got payment, I then used maybe 50% of that payment to pay the contractor. The other 50% of that was mine. So I was essentially just bringing in the business. I was the sales guy, and I had to learn a lot of things during that time. There's a lot of mindset switches that you have to make, and a lot of rewiring your brain, and just all of these different things, right, that I'll touch on again in future videos. So yeah, I then hired a contractor, got a couple of clients, handed them off to that partner or that contractor in the business, who's actually still working for me 3 years later in that agency. Now, I will say that I'm not too heavily involved in the agency anymore, just because I have other things going. I have passive incomes from my investments and stuff like that, where running the agency just isn't worth the time and the hassle for me at this stage right now. I will get back into it maybe in a couple of years when things start to change and go in a different direction, but again, I'll touch on that more in the future. I've got a lot of stories and a lot of experience to share with you, so make sure you do subscribe. So let's just type in Facebook advertising. Okay, this was sort of what I specialized in on Upwork for a very, very long time. And you can see these guys are making, $30,000 there, $50,000, $100K. Now, what I would do if you're looking to start an Upwork account and you're thinking, okay, Jack, this all sounds great. I want to do the same thing, but what can I offer? What are you good at? Do you have an eye for marketing? Are you good at sales? Are you good at coding? Are you good at, with computers in general? Are you good at IT and sales? And you can be a sales rep. You can do online marketing. You can run people's social media pages. And by the way, for running people's social media pages, you can get creative with everything. Okay, you can probably outsource a lot of the work that you get on Upwork, and you can essentially just be the sales guy. You can hand that work off, keep 50% of it for yourself, pay someone else to do the work, and that way you've got a business, a glorified freelancer, but essentially you have a business at that point, and that is the point that you want to get to. So in the initial stages, definitely fulfill the services yourself and learn the ropes and learn how the business works. And then as you get more familiar with it, after 3 to 6 months of consistent work through Upwork, you can then start outsourcing and hiring different people and stuff like that. So that is the way that I would recommend doing it. So what should you go ahead and specialize in? Well, there are a few key categories that you want to specialize in. Okay, sales, marketing, accounting, IT, and like coding, and then also like creative writing, so copywriting, email creatives, and stuff like that that convert sales. Those are all high skilled, high earning, skilled paid incomes. Okay, you want to have a high income skill, which include those things that I just touched on, so that you can then, as you get better and you start to honing your craft and you get to really be one of the best in your industry, you can start to charge a lot of money. When I was doing Upwork full time, I used to offer two things. Okay, first of all was actually offering the services, where in the end, before I actually transitioned off of Upwork, I used to charge about $1,000 a month to run ads. And then I would also do calls with businesses that they may not have the budget to spend $1,000 a month on ads, but they may be able to spend $200 for an hour of my time to speak to me, and me give them as much information as I possibly can in that hour slot that we have a call with, a personal audit for their business and what they should do for their advertising. I'd go through their business, what they're doing well, what they're not doing so well, and how they can improve that, and essentially what they can do then for to explode their marketing. A tailored ad strategy for them on a live call. So it would only take an hour of my time, of course, maybe 20 minutes of planning before the call, and I'd earn $200. There's a couple of ways you can do it, right? You can either do calls or actually fulfill the work. So I'd kind of done both, and I made more money through them hiring myself and my agency to run their ads. So that's essentially how I got started. So there you go, guys. That is the best way to make money online in 2022 to 2023 with no investment. Is something to think about. Even if you don't know what you want to pursue or what you want to be an expert in yet on Upwork, create your account. This is one thing that I'd implore you to do, is create your Upwork freelancer account, because once you apply, you have to then get reviewed and accepted through Upwork directly. So set up your account, even if you don't know what you want to specialize in yet, just that you have the account ready to go when you do. So yeah, that is going to be it for the video. In the next video, I'm going to go over my profile and show you kind of how I've done things over the years and give you a breakdown of everything you need to have a good profile to start getting jobs on Upwork. But this is it for the video. I'm going to give tips on other platforms as well, such as peopleperhour.com, Fiverr, and a bunch of other ones that I've used. However, Upwork has been my most successful one, and it is the biggest amount of traffic. So for example, businesses come to Upwork more than they come to peopleperhour.com and Fiverr and those other websites, just because Upwork is more well known and there's more traffic and there's more people searching for people like us on Upwork than there is on the other platforms, because there's more businesses using that platform. They're just used to it more and it's been around for a while. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below what you think, and are you on Upwork? Do you do Upwork? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.